Let's be honest, there is almost nothing that ruins your day faster than your car just stopping. That sinking feeling of being stranded is just awful. But what if you knew exactly what to do? In this explainer, we're going to cut right through all that confusion. We'll give you a super clear, practical guide for what happens when your car dies on a Victorian road. So picture it. You're on the side of the road. The engine's dead, quiet. It's so easy to panic, right? But believe it or not, the very first call you make, it pretty much decides everything that's about to happen next. So let's figure out who you should be calling. Okay, so before you even touch your phone, the first thing you need to do is just take a second to assess what's actually happened. This isn't just about getting a tow, it's about understanding why you need one. Because that one little detail changes absolutely everything.
This right here, this is the fork in the road. You have to ask yourself, is this a simple breakdown? Like an overheated engine, a flat tire, something mechanical failed? Or was there a crash? An accident that means your car can't be driven? Knowing the difference is so important. Because in Victoria, the rules for towing in each of those situations are completely different.
All right, so let's dive into those two very different sets of rules. Getting your head around these two categories, breakdown versus accident, is really your first step to taking control of a pretty stressful situation. The difference seems simple, but it is absolutely critical. For a breakdown, that's called trade towing, and basically any tow truck with regular plates can come help you out. But an accident, that's a whole different ballgame. The rules are way stricter. Only officially accredited companies with special number plates, you're looking for plates that say tow or HTT, are legally allowed to tow you. That's a huge safety and regulation thing you need to know. Okay, so once you know what kind of tow you need, there's actually another choice to make, the type of truck. And this decision can make a huge difference in keeping your car safe while it's being moved. You've definitely seen these around. A tilt tray or a flatbed, you'll hear both terms, is exactly what it sounds like. The whole back of the truck, the tray, hydraulically tilts down and becomes a ramp. Your car gets carefully winched up onto that flat surface, they tie it down, and the tray levels out. The key thing here? Your car is being carried, not dragged along the road. So why is this so often the better choice? Well, because all four of your car's wheels are completely off the ground. That means there's zero strain on its transmission, its suspension, none of that. It stops your tires from getting worn down, and it massively reduces the risk of scraping the bottom of your car. It's just a much safer way to get from A to B. Now, for some cars, a tilt tray isn't just a preference, it's pretty much essential. We're talking low sports cars, prestige vehicles, and a lot of four-wheel drives. And here is a huge one for modern drivers. For most electric and hybrid vehicles, the manufacturers themselves often say a tilt tray is the only approved way to tow them. Trying to do it any other way can seriously risk damaging the electric motors and battery systems. Okay, let's switch gears and talk about the most stressful scenario. You've been in an accident. This is when you're probably feeling most vulnerable, and that's exactly why Victorian law gives you specific rights to protect you from being taken advantage of. Seriously, knowing these rights is your power. The whole process, it's not a free-for-all. It's a regulated, step-by-step procedure. First, the tow truck driver has to give you an official leaflet that explains your rights. Second, you have to sign an authority to tow form before they even think about hooking up your car. That form is your contract. Third, and this is a big one, you get to choose the destination. And finally, you organize payment. If you follow these steps, you're the one in control. I want you to burn this number into your brain, 125 kilometers. That's how far you have the right to get your car towed to any destination you choose. Your home, your favorite mechanic, your mom's house, anywhere within that 125-kilometer radius. They cannot say no, as long as you can pay for it. Remember, it is your choice, not theirs. And this might be one of the most powerful rights you have at that moment. Right there, at the scene of the accident, you are under zero obligation to decide where your car is going to get fixed. In fact, it's illegal for a tow truck driver or anyone else to pressure you or try to get repair work from you at the scene. This law is there to give you a chance to breathe and make a good decision later, when you're not in shock. So what about paying? The law is super clear on this. The tow company has to offer you the choice to pay by cash, credit card, or debit card. And here's a pro tip. If their EFT POS machine is magically broken, they are still legally required to tow your car where you want it to go, and you can just agree to work out payment later. Now, if you truly can't pay, they do have the right to take the car to their own depot until it's sorted.
All right, let's talk about the last leg of the journey. Let's say your car has been taken to a storage depot. What's next? Knowing the rules for getting your car back is the final piece of the puzzle.
Here is your checklist for a stress-free pickup. First, a really important tip: if it's safe, get all of your personal stuff out of the car before it gets towed. It just makes life easier. Once it's at the depot, they have to release your car to you during normal business hours as soon as you've paid the charges. And just like on the roadside, they have to give you cash, credit, and debit options. And of course, they are legally required to keep your car in a secure spot the whole time. So there you have it, from that initial shock on the roadside to navigating the rules of an accident. The key to it all is knowledge. It's what turns that roadside stress into roadside savvy. The next time you see a tow truck, you won't just see a truck. You'll see a process you actually understand and rights that you know how to use. So the only real question is, are you ready?